Welcome all. Today I'm going to start a new session on Playwright. As part of this introduction class, we are going to see what is Playwright, what are all the features of Playwright, and we will see the comparison between Playwright, Selenium, and Cypress. Okay, let's get started. See, Playwright is a free and open source. It is available for free of cost. No need to pay anything. It is available in the internet. You can download and you can start using it. When I say open source means you can customize it. Once you download the software, you can customize the library. That is the meaning of open source. Playwright is a supporting different kind of testing activities. Mainly it is a supporting web application testing, and it is a supporting API testing and mobile application testing on the browser side. See, on mobile side, there are different kind of apps like native app, hybrid app, and then using mobile browser, you can open the application and then you can do the testing. So using this Playwright, you can test the application using mobile browser. It is not like native app testing or hybrid app testing. It is a supporting multiple operating systems like Selenium. It is supporting Windows, Mac, Linux, and it is a supporting multiple languages. Using this Playwright, we can use any one of the programming language to build the automation scripts. Majorly, people are using Playwright with JavaScript or TypeScript. JavaScript or TypeScript, both are same. Only some 2% is going to vary in terms of syntax point of view. So whereas a TypeScript is the superset of the JavaScript. Okay, so using any one of the programming language, you can automate your Playwright scripts. So here we are going to develop the scripts using JavaScript. See, this Playwright is developed on top of the Node.js platform. The internal architecture of this Playwright is developed based out of the Node.js. So the official website for the Playwright is playwright.dev. Okay, so it contains the official documentation about the Playwright. So all the different, with respect to the different programming languages, so what are all the features and how to use a particular library, all these things and all, we are going to see it from this website. Right? See, the another feature in the Playwright point of view, which is supporting cross browser. So what is the meaning of cross browser? Cross browser compatibility means making sure that a website or a web application works correctly on different web browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Safari. That means testing an application on different browsers. So it is important because different people will use different web browsers for testing point of view. So you want to make sure your website or app is working fine for everyone, no matter which browser they use. Okay, so in that case, this Playwright will help you to write the tests and checks for your website or app just once. You need not to write separate test for Chrome or Firefox or Safari. You will be writing one code, and that code is a supporting for multiple browsers. And so that is the meaning of cross browser. You will be writing code once, and that code is a supporting for multiple browsers. So the benefit is you save time and effort. The benefit is you save time and effort. You write the test once and then you can use them on different browsers without changing much code. Okay, so that is cross browser compatibility. The most important feature is automatic waiting. Automatic waiting. When you're trying to interact with web pages, on the web pages, you will see different kind of web elements. As part of this page loading, some of the elements will load after certain time or after some time, not immediately present. It will take some time to load those elements to appear on the page. So to handle this kind of situations, normally in the Selenium point of view, we are going to use different kind of wait statements, like implicit wait, explicit wait, some fluent kind of waits and all. Like that, we are trying to use those kind of statements. But the Playwright, what it will do is, Playwright it will wait till that elements becomes available. So once it is ready on the web page, then it will start interacting with the web element. So using this mechanism, you need not to write unnecessary statements and all, especially like thread.slip kind of statements. You need not to write, or you need not to tell like wait for 5 seconds and then execute it like that. Such kind of statements you need not to mention. This is a very good feature which is a supporting in the Playwright point of view. Okay, so Playwright handles this by automatically waiting for elements to become available. So you don't have to add unnecessary pause in your code. The next feature is parallelization. By default, the Playwright is going to execute the test scripts in parallel mode. And this parallel mode, it will help to save the time in the execution point of view. Let's say you have huge number of test scripts for the execution point of view under the regression. If you're trying to execute in sequential manner, it will take a lot of time. If you are running in the parallel mode, the execution would be very faster and you will get the results sooner when comparing with the sequential mode. And then you can start analyzing the test results after you get the results under. Okay, so this Playwright supports running tests in parallel across multiple browsers, which can significantly reduce the time it takes to execute your test suite. Page navigation and URL handling. You can navigate between pages, handle URLs, and manage browser history, making it easy to test multi-page applications and perform various navigation kind of tasks. So using this Playwright, you can switch it to multiple pages, multi-tab, multi-window, and you can do back and forward, and you can save the history. You can save it, the cookies, all this kind of operations under you can perform it using Playwright. Let's say if you take Cypress, the Cypress is not going to support this multi-tab or multi-window feature. As part of this automation, everything it is going to handle in the single page level only. That means there we are going to bypass that step, and then everything you are going to handle it in the single page level only. It is like a Selenium. It is a supporting like multi pages, multiple windows, multiple tabs. So you can switch the focus from one page to the another page, and there you can perform the operations and all, and you can navigate it to different URLs, history. You can manage the browser history, and you can perform various kind of navigations. So network interception and mocking. So as part of this feature, you can intercept and mock network requests and responses during testing. This feature is helpful for simulating different network conditions and responses, making your test more robust. So I told you this Playwright is a supporting API testing also. So as part of this API testing, you can do this mocking kind of thing, and then you can test this APIs thoroughly, and you can check the robustness of the APIs. Native event handling. Playwright uses native browser events, which means it is a simulating user interactions like a clicking, typing, selecting the options from the dropdown more accurately, ensuring your tests mimic real user behavior. Okay. So screenshots and videos. Playwright can capture screenshots and videos of your test runs, helping you visualize what happened during test and diagnose the issues under. The beauty of this Playwright is during test execution, for each and every step before what is happening and after performing the action, what is happening, it captures the screenshot, and it also traces the logs, and it also capture the video during test execution. So using this feature, you can diagnose the issues if you encounter any problem on the application side. Browser contexts. Playwright allows you to create separate browser context, which are isolated environments for running tests. Let's say you want to run it in different kind of environments. So without creating in the without having in the single instances, so it will create a separate slate for different environments. That means different browsers for different browser instances, and then it will work independently. So the Playwright allows you to create a separate browser contexts, which are isolated environments for running tests. This is helpful for scenarios where you want to start with a clean slate in each state. Okay, so each and every environment is clean, and without depending on other tests, they can execute it independently. And headless mode. By default, this Playwright is going to run it in the headless mode. So what is this headless mode? Without seeing the browser, you can run your test scripts in the background. So what is the advantage of this headless mode? You can execute the test cases faster. Okay, because it does not contain any kind of UI and all. You are not going to see the browser. So the browser interactions, browser navigations, all these things and all you are not going to see. But behind, in the background, the same execution it will be performed like what we are seeing on the UI point of view. But when comparing with UI, this headless mode is very much faster. Okay, by default, this Playwright is going to support this headless mode. Device emulation. So you can set different kind of sizes, the screen point of view, and then you can perform the test execution. So you can emulate different devices like mobile phones, tablets in Playwright to test how your web application looks and behaves on various screen sizes and resolutions. Okay, so depends upon the device, you can set the screen size and then you can perform this web application testing on those devices with the smoothly. Okay, so these are all the the major features. So we'll try to compare the difference between the Playwright, Selenium, and then Cypress. See, the browser support. Playwright supports multiple browsers: Chrome, Firefox, WebKit. Selenium is also supporting like multiple browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, etc. The Cypress is mainly supporting like Chromium browsers, especially like this Chrome. Okay, and then this browser, sorry, it is also supporting like multiple operating systems. The Playwright is supporting multiple operating systems like Windows, Mac, Linux. Similarly, Selenium is also supporting like multiple operating systems, and Cypress is also supporting like multiple operating systems. Playwright is supporting multiple languages like JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, Python, C Sharp, like this. So Selenium is also supporting like multiple languages, right? So using any one of the programming language, you can automate your Selenium scripts. Like in the major market, for the Selenium point of view, Selenium with the Java market is high. Similarly, for the Playwright point of view, Playwright with the JavaScript or TypeScript market is high. For Cypress point of view, it is a supporting only JavaScript or TypeScript. Why? The Cypress is also supporting, or Cypress is also developing on top of the Node.js. Right. So automatic waiting. Automatically waits for an elements to appear, reducing the need not for the explicit waits. But when it comes to like Selenium point of view, we have to use different kind of wait statements under. So similarly for the Cypress also, it is supporting this automatic wait statements. Native event handling. It uses native events for accurate simulation of user interactions. But when comparing with Playwright and Cypress, the Selenium is less. Network intercept and mocking. So you can mock the responses and then you can perform the network related requests and responses, how it is, how they are getting it, how they are sending it. So that and all you can do it using this Playwright. So Selenium is also providing different type of capabilities for intercepting and stubbing the network traffic. Okay, so similarly for Cypress point of view, it is also supports for this kind of network requests. And this screenshots and videos. Playwright, a built-in feature. So for the Playwright point of view, this is a built-in feature. So this screenshots and videos are supporting it. So similarly for the Cypress point of view also, this capturing the screenshots for each and every transaction or each and every action what we are doing on the UI point of view, before and after, that also it captures, and videos also it is capturing it. But Selenium point of view, that we need to take care using some programmatical way. Test parallelization. By default, this Playwright is supporting this parallel concept. But Selenium point of view, you may require some additional setup to do this. Okay, so in the programming point of view, you need to take care to handle this kind of parallel mode execution. By default, it is designed for the parallel execution only. Which one? The Cypress also. This headless mode. Playwright, by default, it is supporting this headless mode. The Selenium is supporting this headless mode for most of the browsers. Okay. So earlier, people used to work with like HTML unit driver or maybe Phantom.js, like that. Different kind of jars are trying to use it for to run the test scripts in headless mode in Selenium. Okay, so primarily operates on headless mode. By default, this Playwright and this Cypress, they are working on the headless mode. Okay, so you can customize your configurations during, I mean, for the running point of view, for the test execution point of view. So you can set the different type of configurations, like in which browsers you want to run, and you do you want to like enable parallel mode or not, and then you can modify the default timeouts and all, and expected timeouts, page timeouts, all these things and all that and all, you can modify it and all through this customizable configuration. So provides extensive configuration options for tailored to the testing environment. Okay, so similarly for the Selenium point of view also, that and all you are going to take in care by using various kinds of settings. So it offers configuration options for the customization. The another thing, like the Playwright point of view, it is a supporting like multi-tab or multi-window concept. Similarly, Selenium is also supporting. You can switch the focus to the main window to the child window. Like that, you can handle it. But when it comes to like Cypress point of view, that multi-tab or multi-window kind of thing, that is not supported. Okay, so everything you are going to take in care under the single page level only. Okay, so these are all the main differences. So let's say like the Playwright and Cypress, these two are the like new emerging tools, which are all the competitors for the Selenium point of view. And then for the community wise, the Selenium is there in the market from last almost 14 to 15 years. These two are the like new tools in the market. So you will get a very good strong documentation on the Selenium point of view. And this Playwright and Cypress, when comparing with the Selenium, it's lessened. Now see, if you see this documentation, this is the official documentation about the Playwright. This is a playwright.dev. Okay, so Playwright enables a reliable end-to-end testing for modern web apps. Okay, and now see, so let's say it is supporting different kind of programming languages like Node.js. When I say Node.js means we are going to develop the programming with either JavaScript or TypeScript. Okay, it supports Python, Java, .NET and all. So let's say when you are trying to work with like JavaScript, we are going to follow this kind of documentation. Okay, whether JavaScript or TypeScript, we are going to follow this documentation. So based on this documentation, we are going to implement the test scripts. Okay, and then once you implemented the Playwright test scripts, then later you can integrate with this continuous integration system with the Jenkins, and then you can run the scripts in Docker. That and all you can do it. Okay, so by default, this Playwright is also supporting the HTML reports, and apart from that, you can also add your the third party reports also, like all your kind of reports and all. Okay, so in the next video section we are going to discuss about how to set up a project in the Playwright and how to run a JavaScript using Visual Studio Code, that we will see. Thank you.